president has been very focused, of course, on, well, his Twitter account. He fired off another Twitter storm yesterday about his frustrations with party leaders Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan. With all the infighting, though, in the GOP, do Democrats have a political advantage now? Let's bring in Democratic strategist Robin Biro. Robin, good morning.
Good morning to you.
You know, it's interesting here because obviously the president is putting pressure on McConnell, putting it on Ryan, but at the same time, we've got this debt ceiling fight that's coming up pronto. Do Democrats have a strategy, do you think, of being obstructionist, and is this their time to kind of make their mark?
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to give it to you straight. We are basically giving him enough rope to hang himself. He made promises over and over on the campaign trail that Mexico was going to pay for this wall, and now he's saying that he will literally let the federal government shut down if the taxpayers won't pay for this wall. So we're going to go back to what we proposed in 2013, which is an expansion of E-Verify and an expansion of the existing border wall, but I can tell you that they need 8 Democratic votes. They're not going to give it to.
So wait a minute. So you think that the Democrats would rather you think that they would rather watch the government shut down than try and reach across the aisle?
We're going to. Honestly, like I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to take one for Team Blue and say that Donald Trump said that he's going to let that happen, and I do believe that Democrats will actually let him hang himself by that.
I don't know that the Republicans are actually going to let that happen. This is Congress. I had Representative John Donovan from New York yesterday. He's a Republican congressman here in New York. Listen to what he told me about the possibility of a government shutdown.
Of course, we have to fund the government. We're going to raise the debt ceiling. We have to. America has to pay its bills. And the President's Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, came to Congress and just asked us, this is one thing we have to do.
Okay, so he says there's no way that you're going to have the debt ceiling not be raised. There's no way you're going to see a government shutdown. He was adamant about that, Robin.
Yes, and I think that we've got a lot of room that we can negotiate on other issues. And let me tell you this, Ivanka and Jared Kushner both said that what they're proposing right now is a negotiation. They're trying to trade the DREAMER Act and say that we will take the DREAMER Act in exchange for the border wall. They won't do away with that. But what I want to point out is that the DREAMER Act was a bipartisan measure. So what's happening right now with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, they're saying that this was a bipartisan issue, so that is not, you're not giving us anything to work with, and we're not trading lives for a border wall. Now, we will work it out.
This is Washington. There's always a trade. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there's always a trade and a deal to be made. This is the swamp we're talking about. There's got to be some
I'll tell you where it's going to be.
From the Democratic side to maybe get a border wall funded. There's got to be something they want.
And it is. And where it's going to come from is infrastructure. It's going to come in the form of the budget, and it's going to come in the form of tax reform and tangibles. But it will not come at the sake of human lives for a border wall.
Okay.
I can assure you of that.
Okay, tax reform really quick. Big issue. Some Democrats, especially those that are in states where Trump won, and they're going to be facing re-election next year. And I'm going to give you some examples. Joe Manchin from West Virginia, Heidi Heitkamp, North Dakota, Joe Donnelly of Indiana. These are the Democrats that may need to come to the table if they want to see their seats in Congress remain. What do you think about these three maybe working across the aisle?
We're already seeing signals from the White House. The White House themselves, this is the first time that I've seen the White House actually reach out to moderate Democrats, and that's where I'm saying that we have some room for flexibility. We want tax reform. We can work with them on that, and frankly, we have to show some progress going into the midterm elections because we cannot be the party of no because the Republicans were the party of no. We cannot afford to be that which we loathe and despise, or it's going to make us look terrible, and we're going to really suffer in the midterms if we do that.
All right. Robin Biro, it was great to have you on. Great discussion. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.